What is up, my little baby internet land? I am Lynn and welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. I normally do something that is like, good for helping the fingers thing on this channel. Today, I sort of made a recipe from the Mythical Cookbook, Mythical Kitchen. And to steal a line from Nuke over here, it did not go well, okay? I think I legit had every problem in the book when doing this one. None of the ingredients were working with me. None of the any of the heat sources, they were not my friend. Oil hates me. I don't know why I can't seem to deep fry anything, but it's an actual problem, okay? And then just to like top it all off, my battery died. Because like of course it did. All of that said, I will try and let you know what kind of steps I'm on. First off, it was steakums that the recipe called for, which is like, the little Philly cheesesteak sandwich thingies that you get in the freezer at Dollar General for like $5. Super cheap, super affordable, great to work with. Season them with a little bit of mozzarella steak seasoning. It's just kind of all around garlic, pepper, onion, all the things. I'm not gonna lie, I know it looks like that's a pretty big pan, but it's actually just perspective, my guys. I'm gonna be doing this for a while. So while we're doing that, I'm just gonna check in. How is everybody doing? We have made it through January. That is freaking awesome, because what the hell was that? That month was like 5 years long. It's just been a whirlwind, right? And that's actually the point. It's supposed to be like exhausting. It's supposed to make you so exhausted to the point that you're just apathetic and you just don't care anymore. Fascism is it's fun. For what it's worth, I remember a time when Trumpy, he didn't want to be president again, wants to go to jail. And fair enough. I mean, jail isn't supposed to be like happy fun times, He was probably going to serve home arrest, if anything. But he didn't even want to be confined to that, right? Somewhere along the way, he started to believe his own shtick, okay? And that's a problem. You can't be president if you're deluded by your own shtick. I said what I said. Back to the point though, he didn't want to, I think, serve another 4 years as the most influential man in the country, because he learned in his first term that the president is not, they are not the most influential man in the country. And apparently he's learning that lesson in his second term too. Anyways, no, that's like the rich dudes, okay? Because we live in a capitalist society, and capitalism is not all dissimilar from oligarchy. Look, the rich dudes rule stuff. It is what it is. What do you want from me? But then once upon a time, the dude was running for president this last time around, and Sean Hannity, I think it was, yay, love that dude. I'm being sarcastic. But anyway, he did an interview, and he got the whole dictator for a day thing started, and that got it planted in his head. And the problem with that is, Frenchman is old, okay? He is old. He was 18 years old when segregation actually, finally ended in schools. That means he went to school, there was segregation. He went to school with only white people. He thinks that's the way to, oh God, I am getting riled up. Need to calm down. I am an adult. Everything is fine. Channeling Angela. Got it. Okay. Back to the point though, he didn't want to be president again. He just didn't want to go to jail. Even if that was Camp Cupcake. For the younger people in the audience, Camp Cupcake is the nickname that Martha Stewart went to when she was convicted for insider trading. Back to the story. Even if it was something that was like Country Club easy, he didn't want to deal with it. But after the whole Butler incident, he kind of started to believe what they were telling him. Maybe he was saved by God. I mean, we don't know. We're not God. But he all of a sudden had a lot of people in his ear telling him that, he was saved by divine providence, okay? And he's an old dude, and maybe if he was saved by divine providence, maybe maybe there's something more to his presidency, and maybe, you know, they told us he was a changed man, but I don't think they picked up the way he was changed in exactly. Just a quick moment on this recipe. I am doing the mixing thing. The recipe calls for shredded cheddar cheese, which I think is something I'll probably do differently next time and just do like the whole mozzarella log. Back to Trump though, he was around for a time of monarchs thinking they were divinely picked and divinely inspired and divinely mandated to do what was in the best interest of their country, even if their country didn't quite see it yet. Onto the breading stage in the recipe, what I'm using instead of egg wash to coat them first is a cornstarch slurry. This particular type of recipe, that was what the internet told me might be best. Emphasis on might be. Our campaign cycles used to be smaller and shorter when I was growing up. In the 90s, it was like just a few months, and then they had, you know, the primaries, and then it was like weeks to the election. Weirdly, sort of the length of the Kamala campaign. But even though Trump was primaried, it really from the outside did not seem like he was. Like, he seemed like he was going to be the presumptive nominee for the Republican Party. Kind of felt like anybody that was running against him was sort of just auditioning for VP. Like, where did JD Vance come from? And then where did he go? I kid, just joshing with old JD. But he was pretty absent for the last few months. That said though, it did feel a lot like it was going to be a JD Vance president. Then dear Elon came in the picture. And I definitely think he did his part in pumping up the president. He was really obsessed with the whole, he took a bullet for this country. Oh yeah, that is what Elon sounds like in my head, just FYI. Though I did go back and check my notes, and we are pretty much on track for Trump Tower Gaza Strip announcement. Feels sort of like it's going to be a Trump retirement home at this point. For him anyway. But I feel like the Heritage Foundation didn't exactly see him having this active of a role in his job at this point. With Elon and Joe Rogan, ego got all inflated. That's a pretty solid adrenaline boost. A lot of people planned for this to go a certain way. Now Elon has gotten his whole like cyberpunk dystopian hands on it. Even with my wicked pattern recognition and my unhealthy overconsumption of news, I just don't know where this is going. Anyone's game, really. Super stressed about Elon having my social though, because like I didn't even trust that dude with my credit card info to have Twitter give me a blue check mark. And I've been on Twitter since 2006. Yes, I wanted one. Not enough to pay for it though, or ever give him my debit card number. But he's kind of thrown a whole wrench of unpredictability, and it's kind of like the oil I was working with. This is what happens anytime I try to fry stuff. It goes horribly wrong. Or more possibly, maybe shredded cheese isn't like the best option to work with when you're already not using egg. But it hit me though, like with what I know about Josh Scherer's life, he would encourage adaptability when using this book. And that's also kind of what we're gonna need for the next few years. Adaptability in the face of aversion. Not the most romantic sounding thing I know, but necessary sometimes. Peace out, my lovelies.